held back because they cannot get a book, right? And thank you for crashing the people at the publisher too. Go, give me that one. Okay, look, there are a couple of very important little paragraphs, little charts that I need you to know as you are reading Unit 1. And I tell people, get your alphabet down. That's what you need. If you've gotten your alphabet down, and if you're able to begin looking at Greek words and pronouncing them, you're in a good spot. But what I want you to do is I want you to read Unit 1, and I want you to try to do those first 5 exercises in Unit 1. And I'm going to walk you through those now. If you've done them, great. If you're going to do them, great. But I want you to notice, I'm going to give you only the stuff that you need. This is the stuff that's going to get us through this specialized training. Are you ready? Look at these diphthongs on the left. What is a diphthong? A diphthong is when you take 2 vowels and you put them together. What vowels are we talking about? Alpha, epsilon, eta, iota, omicron, upsilon, omega. I'll say that one more time. Alpha, epsilon, eta, iota, omicron, upsilon, omega. 7 vowels. Those are the 7 spheres of the cosmos. Wait, what? Those are the 7 spheres of the cosmos. What is cosmos? It is the organization of the universe. It's the organization. Are you ready? The organization has those 7 vowels. Alpha, epsilon, eta, iota, omicron, upsilon, omega. Okay, when you combine those together, like the first one that we have is alpha, iota. Alpha, iota. And when you take 2 vowels and they combine into one, they make one noise, right? You go from alpha, iota is a, e, combine them together and you get I. I. Makes a different sound. Epsilon, iota. You have e in the epsilon, e in the iota. When you combine them together, a. Okay. And that's what I want. I want you to follow this pronunciation for oi, we. Look at oops. Okay, wait a minute. Look at upsilon iota. And you're going to think that's oo and e, right? So we, something like that. Notice that you get a W sound that starts coming out. Why? Because there's a digamma hiding in that upsilon. You mean a consonant is in there being close with that vowel? Yeah, it happens, right? Oh, love it. We, hear the W? Upsilon iota is we. Huios is the word for sun. Upsilon, iota, omicron, sigma. Huios. Good. You're going to get vocabulary. Don't worry. So people, focus on this chart. Get all of your diphthongs down so you can pronounce words. You can pronounce words like the words they give you in the example. Look, you've got the first word there. Aether. Aether. See the diphthong I on the front of it? Good. Practice that. Get it down. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Word roots. I tell you, give me a blow up. Look at this chart at the bottom, this box. Summary of Greek cases. I want you to look at these 5 cases. What are cases? Cases are a part of noun, adjectives. Participles have cases. Yeah. Now, what do you do with a case? Just think about a noun for a minute. And this is where everybody learns this, so don't be embarrassed. A verb is your action. It's the word that's the doing, the jumping, the running, the being. Being is doing too. Yeah. What is a noun? It's, we call it the person, place, or thing. What I want you to know is the nouns are the things that can be doing or can have things done to them. They are the dressing for the verb. Oh, okay. I get it. Watch this. Each of them has cases. What does that mean? It means the end of the word will change, changing its case. And what cases do we have? Do you need to think through this? No. Stop trying to if you get confused. Whenever you get confused in ancient Greek, stop thinking. I tell my students this all the time. Nobody ever trusts me until they get to a point where they understand what it means. Stop thinking. What do you need to know? You need to know these 5 cases. Every noun is going to have 5 cases. The first case is called the nominative. Yeah, that's all I need you to say. Spit that out. How many cases? 5. Okay. Thank you very much. What's the first one? Nominative. What is the first case? Nominative. 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 What is the second? Genitive. Third, dative. Fourth, accusative. What is that 5th type of case that they vocative? Vocative. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to use those first 4 cases all the time. And every once in a while, we're going to use that 5th case. And when we do, I'll make it obvious for you because all we're going to memorize are those first 4. I don't want you memorizing vocatives. I want you memorizing nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, and always in that order. Nominative. Now, I'm going to tell you this once, what each of those is. The nominative case is the subject. That's all I want. I don't want you to think about it. I want you to be able to say, when I yell at you in your face, what is the nominative case? And you will say, it is the subject. What is the genitive case? It is the case of possession. What is the dative case? It's the indirect object. I don't even know what an indirect object is. You say, I don't care. I need you to know that the dative case is an indirect object. Just stop there. What's the accusative? A direct object. Isn't that nice? Nominative, subject, genitive, possession, dative, indirect object, accusative, direct object. That's all I need you to do. The vocative is a case of address, and it's barely used. Okay, so we're not going to, we're going to worry about the top 4. Next one. Give me the next one. What else do I need you to focus on in chapter 1? These are first declension nouns. Now, what does that mean? What is a declension? Think of a declension as a family or a group of nouns. We're going to have 3 in Greek. We're going to have 3. This is the first, and most of these are feminine. They are feminine. What? You mean nouns can have gender? Yes. Yes. What are the genders that we have in Greek? We have masculine, feminine, neuter. Masculine, feminine, neuter. Masculine, feminine, and neuter. That's all I want you to know. MFN. Are you ready? Here's some feminine ones for you. And what happens? What are these? What is going on in this chart? It's a little dash with a letter or a couple of letters after it. And that little dash is telling you, you can take this and put it on the end of the base of a noun in order to make it that case. For example, the word for soul is psyche. Psyche. You hear the A on the end of it? That's the nominative. Psyche. It's the subject. The soul lives. Right? The soul's the subject. The soul eats worms. The soul is the subject. It's got to end in that eta to tell the person who's reading it, oh, this is a subject, bro. Okay? Look at the one underneath that. Genitive, ace. What happens when you add ace and make psyches? It means of the soul. It's possessive of the soul. The purpose of the soul is blah, blah, blah. The purpose of the soul. Then it's got to be psyches. It's got to end with that eta sigma. What about the dative? It's an eta with a little tiny iota. Everybody see the little tiny iota subscript? And what's an iota subscript? An iota subscript is a tiny miniaturized iota that you place underneath the vowel. And that's a dative. I told you that's the indirect object. Dative, indirect object. How do we translate that in Greek? To, for, or with. You're going to start with those. To, for, or with. To the soul. Psyche. For the soul. Psyche. With the soul. Psyche. How did you do that? I did it with my soul. Psyche. All they have to say is psyche with that ending, and the person knows, oh, this is an indirect object. This is something that it can be an instrument. Wow, fantastic. How'd you do it? I did it with my soul. And then finally, the accusative. Look at the accusative, ain. Look at the accusative, ain. You see the eta nu after the accusative? When you attach that to the word psyche, it becomes psychein. What does that mean? It means that's being acted on by the verb. I eat the spaghetti. I got to put spaghetti in the accusative case because it is being accused. It's being acted upon by the verb. I kick the ball. The ball is in the accusative case. I love my soul. Oh, that sounds so. Doesn't that sound creepy? That sounds like something. What do you call those people, Chewy, who walk around saying you got to love yourself? I don't know. Hippies? I don't know. Go to the next one. Look at this, people. Now here's the second. Oh, wait, go back. In all fairness, I'm sorry. I just did the singular. I want you to notice it says underneath it says nominative plural, right? So then you're going to have to add the alpha iota. If you want to say souls as the subject, souls do something, you got to add alpha iota, psychai. So I forgot to tell you, with nouns, we've got a singular form and a plural form. Dog, singular. Dogs, plural. Look what we do in English. We add an S. English is a lightly inflected language. Our nouns are going to be lightly declined, right? We've got look what we got. We've got dogs. We add an S and all of a sudden it's plural. Right? Well, the Greek has its own plural endings, right? And you'll see them there. Okay, I want you to be satisfied with that. Go to the next one. What do you need to know from this? This is the take home. Replay this back to yourself. Here are second declension nouns.